All right, everybody. We got to talk about it. We got to get into it. We got to face reality. And then we got to move on to the next one. So it's late. I usually don't post a video this late, but it's a Huskies video. I was busy with Seahawks stuff all day, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit embarrassed of my team right now and want to sneak the preview video for the Michigan Wolverines game out when nobody's going to see it. Maybe. I don't know. What I do know is that there's nothing you can do about it now. Washington lost to Montana, one of the worst losses in franchise history. A disgusting, devastating way to start the season. A it's probably the worst Husky loss I've ever seen. I've never seen us look worse than that. I've never seen a quarterback for the Huskies look worse than that. But all you can do now is say it happened. Can't change it. We we're not going to win the Pac-12 this year. We're not going to make any playoff this year. We're not going to get a big bowl game this year. No matter what we do for the rest of the year, we lost to Montana. And I know Montana's probably going to be a very good team for what they are this year, but it don't matter. It does not matter. But this game still matters. And I spent a chunk of this week trying to decide how much I valued this game, if I cared about this game, if I cared about any game we're going to play the rest of the year, because clearly the team is not very good. Clearly, the team is outclassed by at least a few teams in the Pac 12, if not most of them. Clearly, we have a huge deficiency at quarterback that's going to hold this team below a certain bar. And clearly, with one game, the season's already pretty much shot. But this game still matters. And it's pretty clear why. It doesn't really have anything to do with the Michigan Wolverines. They are supposed to be decent this year. They had a good win in week one against Western Michigan, which I believe is Dwayne Eskridge's old school. They ran the ball all over Western Michigan, which is what you should do against opponents like that. Take note, Washington, please. You couldn't even run the ball last week. Oh my God. And they were basically able to control the game offensively. And defensively, they bent a little bit, but they never broke, and that's how you win 47-14. So it's not about Michigan. Now, Michigan has a lot to prove this year. Jim Harbaugh has a lot to prove this year, but it's not about the opponent. It's not about the fact that they are one of the most storied college football franchises of all time, and something of a rival for Washington going back to some games they played in previous decades. But what this matters is the future of this program. It's not looking good right now. Chris Peterson retired over a year ago. Jimmy Lake gets the job, which was understandable. Jimmy Lake had done a great job for the Huskies since he got there, and he deserved the promotion. And I supported the promotion when it happened. It was the only thing that made any sense. And the recruits that we could have gotten didn't like it very much. They wanted to play for Chris Peterson. They didn't really want to play for Jimmy Lake. They wanted to play with a coach who was going to maximize their talents as offensive players. They didn't really want to play for a guy like Jimmy Lake, who was possibly in over his head at head coach. So the recruiting the last year plus has not been where it was. Okay. That can all be undone if Jimmy Lake goes out there and has success. We can start recruiting well again if Jimmy Lake proves that he belongs. As of right now, does it look like he belongs? No. No, 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 no. Not even close. Last year was okay. It's a COVID year, honestly. Throw it out. 4 games. You didn't really look that good. It wasn't impressing anybody, but it's 4 BS games that don't amount to much. Just forget about it. But now with this loss to Montana, you think recruits are going to be lining up to come here now They already were like, this Jimmy Lake guy, I don't know if I want to bet my potential future NFL career on Jimmy Lake being able to get the most out of me. Now he's losing to Montana and suffering one of the biggest humiliations in recent college football memory and one of the biggest in school history. Yeah, I think those guys are going to want to go to Oregon, to USC, maybe UCLA because they had the big upset over LSU. Maybe they even don't stay Stanford, maybe Stanford as well. That's the situation that we're looking at right now, and it can only get worse. If this season turns into the season from hell that the game against Montana indicated that it could be, then you're going to start really losing recruits. You might even lose some of the recruits that you already got. You might get requested transfers, and we really can't afford that. So we need to turn this thing around, not so much to win this game, because looking at it, it's going to be hard to win. We still have Dylan Morris at QB, which I got nothing positive to say about that. That just sucks. I will grant you that he will probably never play a game as bad as the game he played against Montana, but he's clearly not good. I didn't think he was bad, but after last week, I have to say that it's very likely that he is bad. I could have lived with him being not good as long as he was somewhere in the middle, somewhere average. I could have lived with that. So I don't know if I see us winning this game, but we need to start turning this boat around and pointing it in the right direction just so we can look like a credible program again, or else we're really not going to be able to recruit. And in order to rebuild the program, you're going to have to completely reboot and rebuild credibility. And we've done it before. I've seen this school do it before, but even just because it's possible doesn't mean you want to do it. Now, honestly, Jimmy Lake is probably not long for this program anyway because he's clearly over his head right now as a head coach. I think that's become fairly clear. But there are other elements of this program that might be salvageable. But we're going to lose those things too. We're going to lose everything if we don't start turning this boat around. So I'm not going to say that I think the Huskies are going to win because I don't think that. I think Michigan is clearly better, and I think Michigan is probably going to handle their business at home. But I do look for this Washington team to play a decent game and at least show that this is not going to be some 2-win or 3-win season that completely wrecks the program. Can't have that. If we have that, then it's going to be a long, long time before we get back to where we were under Chris Peterson, I fear. And I don't want to go through that again. I've been through that before. You got to find a new coach. Don't get me wrong. I want Jimmy Lake to work out because the next guy you get might not work out too. And then you've wasted another few years, and then you got to get somebody else, and you might waste a few years on that. But I don't see it. But what this is about is rebuilding some credibility for this program before we start really losing assets. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I am going to stream the game, at least most of it, probably all of it. So come watch the stream in, God, what is it? Like 17 hours? Something like that. Hope to see you there. Bow down to Washington. Let's try to wash it out of our mouths, I guess. That's the best I got.